I need to say goodbye to our folks that are watching this live.
What? Why? Why?
You're listening to the Second Opinion Podcast. This podcast has been brought to you by Second Opinion Productions. Gaming is our passion. Podcasting is our profession. Check us out at secondopinionpod.com.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Second Opinion Podcast. Good Lord, I couldn't say that. Episode 129. I am joined by my partners in crime, Skelly. What's up, Skelly?
What's up, bullshit?
Also joined by Toaster McGee. What's up, Toaster?
Hey, everybody. How is things?
Things is good. John C. Riley. What's up, John?
What's up, everybody? Hi.
And also joined by Aubrey from Deep Silver. Thank you for coming on, Aubrey. How are you?
Hooray!
I'm awesome. Yay!
Yay!
We need that sound clip.
Yeah, we do.
And there was much rejoicing.
Well, we were supposed to have Aubrey on last week, but, you know, Texas weather is a little crazy sometimes, and it goes from a sunny day to, like, storms in no amount of time. You still live in the Texas area, correct?
Yes, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yes. And that, you know, actually this past week at Quakecon, we had like a really crazy-ass storm come through Dallas out of nowhere. So,
yep.
Yeah, it hit hard. But there was a lot of stuff going on this week. I went to Quakecon with Dara. We're also going to be talking to Aubrey about some Deep Silver goodness. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and get down into it. What have you been drinking? What have you been gaming? Let's start with Aubrey. What have you been drinking? What have you been gaming?
Well, you know what's funny? So, okay, I'll start with what I've been gaming. So I played the Destiny beta a lot this weekend.
Yes.
And it's fucking awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I really dug it. I was like not really into Destiny at all. And then I got a beta key from somebody. I'm like, okay, I'll try it out. And I was like, okay, this is different than I expected it to be. So
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage's voice is hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
I know, right?
He gets so excited about the lasers. Lasers. Don't touch those. Thanks, dude.
What else
So,
you
yeah,
been gaming?
Before that I played through the entire game of Risen 3, which is one of our upcoming titles, because I wanted to make sure that I had it completed before it came out. So, yeah. Not to be like a douche or anything, like, yeah.
She said, ha ha, fuck you guys, you can't play it. And she already beat it.
Seriously wish I could use
I
as
beat
an
that game
excuse.
5 months ago.
No, but that's understandable. At least, like, you know, whenever it comes out, you'll have a knowledge of it, just in case if anybody asks you any questions.
That is true, because a lot of people with my position in the industry don't play the games, which is bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I just want to be able to use that as an excuse for something. Why haven't you stopped playing that game? I have to beat it before it comes out.
Yep.
Don't understand.
All right. Have you been drinking anything? Most of the times we usually highlight like some beers or whatever that we've been drinking.
You know, I haven't, because I always save my binge drinking for shows like E3,
Yeah.
where I got absolutely hammered at my own party, which was awesome. But my drink of choice, and this has been my drink of choice for the past year, because I went on a trip to Germany, and apparently this is like really popular there, and it's like the worst thing you could possibly drink. It's a vodka Red Bull.
Oh, yes.
Oh, they're so good, though.
They are so good, and like you're so wasted, and you just like totally.
Dude,
don't
I'm
have
so
a hangover all the next
wasted.
day. It was
It's
super.
one of those, am I tired? Am I drunk? But I got the energy to do anything all night.
Yeah, it really fucks
so-
with your
No.
mind. So.
Yeah, and so
Oh.
at Comic-Con this weekend, instead of us doing like, you know, a booth on the show floor or any of that bullshit, we were like, why don't we just rent out a bar for a couple days?
That
So-
sounds like a plan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you
So
guys
that-
hiring?
Scully's like, I will be there tomorrow.
I work for free.
I mean, I did
Yeah,
take
the
another
next
job,
one.
but I'm open to suggestions.
So let's go ahead and move on to Toaster. Toaster, what have you been drinking? What have you been gaming?
Well, like I was saying earlier, Stone came out with their Enjoy by this time 8/16/14. Their devastatingly fresh IPA, as they call it,
Awesome.
or Pine Tree in a bottle, depending on who you're talking to. Gaming wise, I beat The Witcher 2 finally.
Sweet.
And Guacamelee has the distinction of being the first game to ever make me break a Xbox One controller.
I saw that on your
Yeah.
Facebook, dude.
Oh, I was
Really?
so mad. Yeah.
You actually broke the shit. You threw it.
Yeah, I threw it. Yep, tossed it.
I'm
'Cause we
glad
all
I have
remember-
not started that game yet.
We all remember Nintendo games, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you know how you played through certain games and you got other powers that added on to stuff you do?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So at one point you get a rooster uppercut, which you just launch yourself in the air, and then you get a dash punch, which launches you yourself across the screen.
Yeah.
And then you get a double jump. So you reach this one area where you have to double jump, rooster uppercut, and then dash punch to get to this other platform.
Yeah.
And all the while you're switching in between the living and dead world.
Yeah.
So platforms get in your way, and there's spikes, and I sat there for 45 minutes trying to do this. If I was 10, I probably could have pulled it off. And I
If he
just
was
chucked
10,
my,
he probably would have cried instead of throwing an Xbox controller.
I just chucked my Xbox One controller over my shoulder, and it hit the wall. So I picked it up, and I didn't see it was broken. I held it, and I heard snap as like one of the plastic pieces snap back into place. So I turned it on, and the Xbox home button won't work.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, shit. So then I plug in Wolfenstein and just see what's going on because I had it plugged in because the only time it would turn on is if I actually plugged it into the Xbox.
Yeah.
I open it up and Blazkowicz just pointed at the sky. I can't even like turn the camera down. He's just like, "Yep, it's gonna come from the sky." I'm telling you.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So I had to buy a used one because at Guacamelee is that hard. It's a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. It's just that part is so maddeningly hard.
Yeah, I understand. I played it on the PS3, and there was a couple of times that I had to just stop playing. I was like, okay, I can't play this anymore right now. I'm getting
But
too upset.
interestingly enough, for those of you that may break an Xbox One controller that's a day one edition, the faceplates are switchable.
Mhm.
Oh, so you still have an Xbox One Day 1 controller, but the internals
I do.
are broken?
No, I bought a used one and then stuck the Xbox Day One thing on there.
So you still feel like you
Because,
have
God damn it, I spent $500 on this piece of shit,
it.
and I'm gonna have something fancy. Fuck.
Oh, shit.
So you need a Torx 8H bit to get the screws off, though.
Yes. Is it a security Torx or no?
Yeah, it's the one with the peg in the middle.
Okay, awesome.
And if you decide to take it apart and you decide you just don't want to put it together like mine that was broken, you can have fun science time with the Rumble packs because they
Oh, yeah.
operate on the methods shown to you in 6th grade science class.
On a 9-volt battery?
Yeah.
Such a fucking dork.
Crazy.
I stripped the wires and tapped it down. I was like, I'm like, yeah. I don't know what I could do with this, but this is cool.
It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Skelly. What have you been drinking? What have you been gaming?
What have I been drinking? Trying to think here. I haven't really been drinking that much. I've been drinking, you're all a bunch of cock smokers. Yangling.
What? What was the cocksmoker thing from?
He recorded that last week.
Oh, shit. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
What was it? I've been drinking Yingling. That's really been pretty much it.
Okay.
I've been working way too damn much to be
Yeah.
drinking. But yesterday, like legit, it's not drinking, but it was like really good. I went to a farmer's market and they had like a Hennessy cupcake, and I swear I got drunk drinking or eating. They were so good. They were like Hennessy infused filling and Hennessy infused buttercream frosting, and they were so fucking good.
I bet you they
There
were.
are
dude.
worse ways to get drunk.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah.
But
But
have you been drinking? Nope.
I've been eating.
I've been eating cupcakes.
Have you smoked weed? No, I've been eating brownies. It's the stop, sir.
Yeah.
No, but other than that, gaming-wise, Destiny. I've been doing Heroes of the Storm Alpha, which is so freaking addictive. If you play League of Legends, oh my god, Heroes is so much better. Other than that, mobile games, basically. I've gotten hooked on Monster Busters. What was it? Bubble Witch 2 and Clash of Clans.
Awesome.
Because no fucking life outside of work. So just be sane while I'm there.
I was waiting for you to say Candy Crush.
No,
No.
I've been over Candy Crush for about 6 months.
Thank God.
And if I get one more invite to like Dragon's Quest or whatever the hell that Facebook game is, I swear to.
Yeah. What?
What?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, Kayla's back to not being able to read and
No, I can't.
Read
I
and
can't
talk
read
at the same time.
Do things at the same time. Anyways, okay.
out.
John, what have you been drinking? What have you been gaming?
Mountain Dew. I've been drinking lots of Mountain Dew.
Kickstart?
No, just the regular Mountain Dew, the whole 16 ounces. So, right in my belly. And of course, Super Smash Brothers Melee. Beat it twice last night with Ike and the what do you call it? I think Fox. So it's good to play that late at night while waiting for laundry. It makes the time go by so fast and it wakes you up, especially when you're really tired.
Yes. I hate that game right now because I just recently got a GameCube again, and I want that game, but it's still like 40 freaking bucks.
I got it for 30 with a GameCube and 2 controllers on eBay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Here in Texas at the local game exchange, anytime they have it in, which is very, very small amount of times they actually have it, it's like $29. But still, $29 for a game that's been out as long as that has. So
They still played
it's
at
been out for a while.
competitions. MLG Anaheim, Evo 2014.
Oh, yeah.
Still playing
There-
the
there was
GameCube.
There was a copy at a game store here in Webster, and also they have a store in Putnam. They had the Revision 1 copy, like the first edition copy of Melee, and they were selling it for like $300.
Really?
Because that's the one that never edited, never updated, all the original glitches from the first release that was used and still used in all competitions. So, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Love that game.
Anything else that you've been gaming, John?
I was playing Dead Island Epidemic actually the other day, and I got into the open beta during PAX East, and then when I went to go play it again, you're like, you're now part of the closed beta.
Rejoicing.
And I definitely love your Zomba. Your Zomba is very cool. I like how you guys have
It's super fun.
you've almost. I think that, can I be honest and say that you guys are reinventing kind of like the MOBA by making it the Zomba, and you're melding two different kind of things where you still got the WASD, you got that in one function, but you're also running around like a MOBA itself with a multiplayer aspect to it, right?
Yep, definitely.
Yep, you're like, yep, cool.
I
Awesome.
love the shit out of that game.
It is a lot of fun.
It's super fun. And I don't like MOBAs. Like, I just don't, not really a fan, but I love that game.
Awesome.
Yay!
More mobile.
Yay!
Zomba.
Zomba. It's a
what we're
Zomba. Zombie online. I don't know.
Multiplayer battle arena.
Yes,
Oh,
multiplayer
yeah.
battle arena. Thank you. Coming from the mouth of the person who is responsible for this game, pretty much.
Yes.
I would have to say. Though it's pretty cool when you actually get to enjoy and love the games that you're actually a part of. So, you know, I think that's probably the kick. The benefit is like, you know, I love my job and this game kicks ass. So
That's the reason why
So
we
there.
love Deep Silver so much. They're such a different company than some of the ones that I will not name. that I can rage about for hours. So
If I didn't actually like my games, that would fucking suck.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hate my life.
I mean, like what you said earlier, though, too, and this is things that we've talked about on the podcast before. The industry has changed over the past couple of years, and it hasn't changed in a good sense. There's a lot of companies out there that I feel that whenever you talk to certain people about their own games, they feel like when they talk about it, it's almost like they're disconnected from a game that they're working on.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen
damn,
that a
dude.
lot.
Come on now. Yeah, it does. Gaming wise, I have been gaming a shit ton, which some of the stuff we'll talk about a little bit later on in the podcast. I actually got a very early full released version of Rack, which is an upcoming game. They had the title playable at Quakecon. I've been playing it with my Xbox One controller on my PC, and it's kind of like a merge between Doom and Quake. The fast pace, and it's cell shaded as well. It's a really awesome game. I've been playing that. Obviously, this week we got to play The Evil Within. We played some Battlecry. We played a little bit of ESO, which I don't know what to say about that. And
I
also
just feel so bad every time I hear you. Just hear a whistle. Like,
yeah,
I can't
dude.
do it because of my throat. But
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it was a bad thought up game, but it's just there's so much wrong with the game, dude. I don't even want to talk about it.
Caleb, I got
there's
one
a-
quick question. Now that we're broadcasting on Twitch.tv, somebody in the chat room wants to ask Aubrey a question. Aubrey, which Saints Row do you prefer? Saints Row 2 or Saints Row 3? Because that's kind of like it starts in Saints Row 3. It kind of goes into the funny kind of, let's set ourselves apart from like a GTA type game where it's all serious and
Beat
stuff.
each other with dildos.
Yes. Which one do you prefer?
I have to say Saints Row 3 because of Professor Genki, not necessarily the dildo.
Professor Genki!
But I actually do love SR2, and I mean there are some missions in SR2 that are just like classic, and some characters like DJ Veteran Child that are just like they're just classic to the series. So I mean, like I really love both of them, but I love that Volition has found its own identity, instead of what the original Saints Row was, which is basically a GTA clone.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they found their own niche, and that they found what they can do well, because humor is something that not many developers can do well.
I agree.
Totally. That particular question was from
Activision does it every year when they release Call of Duty.
pretty much.
Yay!
Or Madden.
when you set out to make a game and you're like setting out like, how do we set this apart from GTA? Like,
You can't.
Was it one of those situations where everybody sat around the table and the drawing board was brought out and it was like, look, no joke is off limits. Just go.
Yeah.
I honestly I don't know, because I wasn't with the team back then. But I can tell you that I actually have like a legit PC there now, so I can snoop on all the shit that they do.
Oh, snap.
And they really do put a lot of thought into every little decision that they make and they put into the game, and it isn't something that they don't have a rhyme or reason for doing something. Like sometimes, I mean, like the dubstep gun, that was just like, okay, let's think of like the most obnoxious, like the most like what's like the worst thing you could build into a weapon, and somebody was like dubstep, and then they went with it. So like there's stuff like that, but I mean,
don't know. Justin Bieber singing tops dubstep, I think.
Oh God. But I mean, it's really impressive how much thought they actually do put into whether something would be actually funny or not, and so it's really impressive for me to see.
If you guys actually do make the Beaver gun in the next Saints Row, I don't need just a name in the credits. Just like every time the character pulls the trigger, just go, thanks, Toaster.
Yeah.
Just have them yell, "Thanks, Toaster!" And then just start launch Bieber.
I want to thank XMC_Nation for that question. Also, JJ Fox wanted to know, I don't think he's actually played the Dead Island Epidemic beta, because he was talking about how he's a competitive gamer, and he wanted to know what would I think that I could probably answer this, but I'll pass it to you, of course, because this is directed toward you. Would Dead Island benefit from a more in-depth combat system with more moves, more challenges, and also any comments on the Jason Easter egg that was in Dead Island before Epidemic, the game?
Oh, the Jason Easter egg from original Dead Island was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
That was super cool. I guess that's my only comment is I actually that was one of those things. There were a bunch of things in the original Dead Island that we didn't even put in the strategy guide. We were like, nope, we're gonna hide this forever, and then when people find it, they find it. And the skulls were another one of those things. There's 5 skulls that you can pick up while running around, and then the Jason Easter egg was there. So those are all super fun things. But for Dead Island Epidemic, I mean, I think.
Yeah, because it's not even out,
for-
right? It's not even out for commercial. Not commercial. It's not available retail wise. It's still in closed beta.
Yeah.
So once they actually get their hands on actually playing it, I think that JJ himself would actually experience what it would answer his question, because I've played it and I definitely experienced more than that. Top down, MOBA style, playing with the WSD, being able to rack up points. You don't always have to get the first kill to get the points and everything, and it's a leveling up system. Cool leveling up as far as weapons and everything, similar to like how Dead Rising had with their second one, where building different weapons. You have this and create like some massive, awesome weapon, and I love that. So
That's one of my favorite parts of Dead Island Epidemic is the weapons. There's some really like awesome stuff that you can make. And we're still, still because we're not even in open beta yet. We're still like, changing stuff all the time. But I don't know. I think that one of the reasons why I like Epidemic is because like Legends, because I would jump in there and like just be run off the rails. Like there's just no fucking way, and like I just don't have time to like learn how to play that game well. Like I think the learning curve is a little high for something like that. Whereas like for Epidemic, it's like it's a lot easier to at least get started and like be a good contender. But then like there's also so many things for the higher levels that you have to work up to. So that's one of the things I like about that, is that there's something for everybody instead of just super hardcore players.
totally. Thank you very much, Aubrey.
Awesome.
No problem.
Drinking wise, I'm drinking some Shiner Wild Hair Pale Ale right now.
Where did that go? Oh, we didn't get.
Yeah.
No, we didn't ever get done with it. So.
Sorry about that.
It's out of nowhere.
We kind of got into
Awesome
Like it was
transition
like
there,
beer time.
yeah.
Awesome transition there,
I know,
buddy.
right? But we're
I got
going.
whiplash. They changed direction there so bad.
We're gonna go ahead and move down
Yeah, I'm gonna call my
into
lawyer.
video games coming soon. We got The Last of Us Remastered coming out on the 29th of this month. Then on the 5th, we got Sacred 3 coming out as well for the PlayStation 3 and 360. That's a deep silver title. We got Ultra Street Fighter 4 coming out on the 5th. Risen 3, Titan Lords. That's another deep silver title. Coming out on the 12th of August. And we got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare coming out on the 19th of August for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
You
What?
forgot something else.
What is that?
Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition.
Yeah, but that comes out on like the 24th, doesn't it?
I thought it comes out on the 19th.
Goes out on the 19th.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, there.
Comes out on the 19th. Is it coming out for next gen consoles?
Comes out for Xbox One,
Oh, bro, I'm buying it, man. Ugh.
60, and PS4.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and move down into the Music Minute real quick. And once we get back, we're going to ask Aubrey a couple of questions, and then we're going to talk about some Quakecon moments. So we will be back right after this. right, and we are back, guys. So let's go ahead and move down into some questions. We got some questions for Aubrey and for Deep Silver. So Aubrey, to start off, how did you come about into the industry? Have you always been interested in video games, or did just one thing lead to another and it just happened?
I have loved video games forever. I mean, like literally my whole life. One of my first memories of Christmas is getting my original NES.
Awesome.
And my mom totally has like pictures of me after I opened my NES and my Sega Genesis, and I've always loved video games. And not to sound like a gaming hipster or anything, but like when I got out of college, I got this job as a TV buyer for Circuit City, and I was the only person who liked games on the whole team. And I was like, I liked games like before it was cool to like games.
Yeah.
I'm just, just saying.
No, that's
just throwing that
understandable.
out there.
Yeah.
So I was like I was super proud to be a gamer, and I was playing WoW really hard at the time, and that was actually one of like in my interview for that job, they were like, "What's the last thing you bought at Circuit City?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, don't judge me or anything, but I went to the store and I bought a headset so that I could use TeamSpeak with my WoW guild." And they had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. So yeah. And then I have been in the industry since 2007.
Awesome.
And it was pure luck and being in the right place at the right time and working my ass off to get to where I am now.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And just
we
so
thank you for that.
everybody knows, can you tell everybody what your position is at Deep Silver?
I am the director of marketing and PR for North America and technically also South and Central America.
So you actually have to put up with Will Powers, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Will's a trip, man. Will is a trip.
He's great, and I really enjoy. We just started live streaming on our Twitch channel. We're going to be doing regular live streams of all of our upcoming games, and it's mostly him and Ryan Avery from my team that are streaming. And I love going on there and trolling them because like they can't do anything about it because I'm their boss. So it's totally like they just have to take it,
Yeah.
Just take
it.
So yeah, that's always fun.
So I do have to say, Deep Silver has really, in the past couple of years, has really come a long way. And I know, I think I've talked to you about it on Facebook before, of just messaging you saying, like, I am so proud of you guys as a company because y'all have really just gone on, a totally different level in the past couple of years. Y'all have so many titles coming out, and I know there's one that I'll say, I know there's a couple of people that might want to ask this, but we can't talk about Homefront. At this time, but there are some games that had gamers totally freaking out at E3. Can you talk a little bit about Dead Island 2?
Hell yeah, it's so good! I can't wait. Holy shit!
What's the big thing? Like, what's the big push with this next upcoming Dead Island title?
Oh my god, it's like new everything. So new developer. So we have Jaeger working on it. They're the
Awesome.
developers of Spec Ops: The Line, and they're fucking amazing. So there's that. We're using Unreal Engine 4, so new engine. It's gorgeous. Like the demo we showed at E3 was a year old, and we showed a year-old build because we're trying to finish this massive game, and the guys were like, okay, well, we can only make like one really awesome demo. So would you rather it be like, some BS vertical slice that nobody will get to play at E3 or hands-on? And I'm like, totally hands-on 100%.
Yeah.
So we showed like year-old code at E3 and it still looked awesome. And oh my gosh, there's so much, like all the zombies are there's procedural generation for the zombies, so there's no two zombies will look alike. There's 8-player multiplayer, which is really exciting, and the maps have like it sort of reminds me of the way the Destiny's multiplayer is set up.
Awesome.
It reminds me a lot of the way Destiny's multiplayer is.
Yeah.
So there's that. All new characters. So, we have our new classes, and we have an RV. No, he's not an RV dude. His name is Max, and he's a van guy, and he's got like a short, like one of those, those like shortwave radio like programs that people do like from their basement or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So Max does one of those, and he like
Awesome.
travels around California. It's set in California, by the way, which is also awesome. And Max like travels around, and he does like his little radio shows, and he picks up the new characters, which are actually all voluntarily going to California to enjoy the zombie apocalypse, because the tone of Dead Island 2 is really more like, fuck yeah, zombie apocalypse versus like, oh fuck no, zombie apocalypse.
There's people that are excited that it's the zombie apocalypse.
I mean, like all the different characters are like they're going to California for their own reasons. Like they have different reasons why they're going there, but it's all like they're voluntarily putting themselves in the situation because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's set in California, and then Max, our van man, has a cat named Rick Furry. And Rick Furry is a fairly angry cat, and he's awesome. I also just want to totally take credit for championing the idea. I didn't come up with the original idea, but I went to Jaeger last October, and I'm like, look, if there's one thing you do for me, it's you have to put this cat in the game. And so they totally did, and we mocapped a cat for the game, which is, I'm pretty sure, the first time anybody has ever mocapped
a cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a non-trained cat, probably, right?
They were
like a
cat
house
actors,
cat.
actually. No,
Oh, they were cat actors?
They were legit cat actors.
To tell you the truth, I didn't even know there were cat actors.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I'm an American short hair.
Yeah, it's going to be
I got
amazing.
an Oscar.
I don't know if any of you guys are going to PAX in...
I am.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
Toaster will be.
Okay, cool. We'll have it playable there.
Sweet.
So we'll have it playable there, and then at PAX South, obviously, in San Antonio. So there'll be a bunch of opportunities for people
Awesome.
to.
Well, there will be a lot of us at PAX South in San Antonio. So
Yeah,
I tell
right.
you to keep an eye out for the bald bearded guy, but anybody in their league.
You're at PAX.
There's
You're
like a
at-
ton of bald
You're not only at PAX at that point. You're in Seattle, so
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
True. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And also,
I had a question for
okay.
Aubrey to follow up with how your favorite video game. So you said your parents got you a Nintendo for Christmas, or your mom got you a Nintendo. Did you get to play it?
Yeah.
I didn't get to play it. I fell asleep to fighting, my
People
mom and
You had a
Fighting
bad
over it?
childhood.
Yeah, my mom and dad
Oh,
yelling at
no.
each other because Mario died and now my mom wants to play. I didn't get to play my
Oh,
Nintendo for
no.
3 days.
So here's how this went down, because I'm an only child, right? And so that's the one beauty of being an only child. Like it tends to be a fairly lonely childhood, which it totally was. I don't want to get all depressing or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's nobody to fight with over the Nintendo. It is all yours. All
let's
day,
Spend as
every
much
day.
time as you want.
I'm a firstborn, so I had that whole I'm older than you, and I'll make you eat this controller before I let you play. This is my parents fighting over it. This is my mom and dad, my 5-year-olds.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
And now
And,
I have twins, and I have to try to teach them how to share. When I don't know how to share.
How old are your twins now?
They're gonna be 3 in October.
I see you post them, posting pictures on Facebook sometimes of them. They look like some pretty awesome kids.
They're
I've seen
much.
some of the crazy videos and stuff that you've posted in the past. So
They also love games. They can't play, but they love watching us play.
That's awesome.
They have nicknames for different games.
Mhm.
Saints Row. The nickname for Saints Row is Mommy Car Game.
Mommy car game.
It's so they know Saints Row so much that anytime they see a fleur-de-lis anywhere, it could be on somebody's New Orleans Saints flag in their yard in the neighborhood, they'll point at it and go, "Mommy Car Game."
Well, at least the flag's associated with something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to get them to call Destiny Spaceship Game,
There you go.
but we'll see.
Eventually they will.
Yeah,
I have something to admit about Destiny.
What?
uh-oh.
getting-
Don't say anything bad.
Yeah, don't
getting
say
a-
anything bad.
Jesus. It's horrible. No. I'm getting it on a PlayStation 4.
Yes!
Yeah, Phil. Nye.
Oh, you're awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
We're all going to have to play all together at one time because I was playing just, well, obviously today they have the, it's on
Sure, you can
lockdown
forward.
until the 23rd for.
I'm really looking forward to Peter Dinklage yelling at me about lasers.
It's just such an awesome game, dude.
Don't touch
Golly, man.
these. Okay, thank you.
Get away from the lasers. So real
It's
quick,
like a hybrid. It's like
go ahead.
what?
Go ahead,
It's an
Toaster.
overly excited 343 guilty spark.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So real quick, we could talk about Sacred 3 and Risen 3 Titan Lords, and after that I have one more question. So what's big about these games? Actually, I haven't had a chance to play Sacred or Risen any titles yet, but I did get that awesome Humble Bundle you guys have. Or you guys had. So I have a
Awesome.
ton of Deep Silver games on my Steam account waiting right now. So what's big about Sacred 3 and Risen 3?
Well, first of all, I need to tell you, since you got the Humble Bundle, to play Sacred 2 because it's fucking awesome. And it's actually one of my favorite games, like, ever.
Oh,
Um,
I'm going to have to play it then.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just got
it's-
commanded, dude.
I did.
Yeah, commanded.
You don't have a
commanded.
choice.
Yeah. So Sacred 3, if you want to see some footage of that, actually, we just did a live stream of that today from our Twitch channel at just Twitch TV/Deep Silver. And the broadcast is up. We're doing a broadcast every single week, and Ryan and Will will be playing and humiliating themselves on the broadcast every week.
Awesome.
They died several times today. Basically, for if you're not familiar with the Sacred series, Sacred 3 is a co-op hack and slash game. So think like it similar to a Dungeon Siege, but it's like way more brighter and prettier and more co-op focused. So you can do 2-player co-op on one screen, or you could do 4-player co-op online. And obviously, the boys were doing 2-player co-op today, and it is level based this time because one thing we found with Sacred 2 is it's really hard to make a co-op focused game in an open world.
Yes.
It's hard to design it's just really hard to make the environment work for the gameplay. Because I know, like, when I played through Sacred 2, for the first time I played with my husband, and it was really, like, because we were both, like, always going in different directions and, like, getting caught, and we spent so much time, like, trying to catch up to each other. That was a pain in the ass. So Sacred is coming out on August the 5th. And yeah, we're looking forward to that. And then the following week we have Risen 3, which is from the I don't know if you know the Gothic series.
Yes.
Yeah, it's from the developers of the Gothic series, Piranha Bytes.
Awesome.
And this is the game that I finished before I was playing the Destiny beta, and it took me quite a while to finish it. I think it took me about between 40 and 50 hours. Because I don't think Steam actually tracks, like, the amount of time you spend in menus for your
Probably not.
play time. I don't think it does.
Yeah.
And, like, there's inventory and all kinds of shit for this game, so, I wind up spending a lot of time in the menus. But
I think they should count, like, the list of your library as game time too.
I know, right?
Like, every time there's a Steam summer sale, I'm just like, yep, there goes my wallet.
I know. Although I did get an achievement the other day on Steam for having over 100 games in my library. So
Oh,
Wow.
really? Nice.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
That
you
is-
do get something. Now, to be fair, like, I would say a good half of those games are from our publisher library, which I automatically have access to because I have a developer account. So, I'd say I probably bought about half of those. The other half are just Deep Silver games.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Sacred 3, I really had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was way better than Risen 3. I thought it was way better than Risen 2. They brought back magic, which I was a big fan of. I played through with the cool thing about the Risen games is, like, for example, in Risen 3, you could play through as a guardian, which is sort of like your mage type character, or they're allied with the mages. They have magical abilities. Or you could play through with, like, say, the Demon Hunter class.
Yeah.
And depending on which class you take, your game experience is actually going to be different. Like, you're gonna get different quests and stuff like that, which is, I think, really cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love that about Chronobytes games. So I played through with the magic users this time, since there wasn't magic in Risen 2, and it was so good. The magic was super, super badass, and I had a lot of fun. So, yeah, really looking forward to that coming
Awesome.
out as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And last big question. What's up with Saints Row? What's going down with Saints Row? I know you can't really talk like a hell of a ton about it, but I know there's got to be another Saints Row coming out. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a Justin Bieber gun that we're going to be rolling out as DLC. We just came out with the National Treasure Edition. So for anybody who hasn't picked up Saints Row 4 and wants all the DLC is $60 worth of DLC in and of itself.
I just gotta say that edition you came out with like the what was it, the $1 million edition?
Oh, the $1 million edition.
And it was a real edition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was ridiculous. I'm like reading that. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Plastic surgery for the win.
Yeah. I remember, I think, like, after it was announced, I actually think I messaged Aubrey. I was like, wait a second. Is that a real buyable pack? And she was like, it's a total buyable pack. You can actually...
Oh, yeah.
I was like, holy shit, dude. Was there any at least close off?
Yeah.
Did anyone, like, look into buying it?
Oh, yeah. A bunch of people did.
That crazy guy that posts all of his money on Twitter, on Instagram or whatever.
No.
That skinny...
Yeah, little skinny dude.
That skinny nerd kid. Like,
yeah. But is there any talks with about a future Saints Row? Anything going on there?
Saints Row is a great franchise, man.
Well,
you know what that was, Caleb? That was the PR people going, so Aubrey, if they ask you this question, this is what you say.
I am the PR people.
Yeah, she's the lead PR. Yeah.
She just totally tested her PR mind control on us.
Yeah.
She came up with that response herself. She was like, all right, so if they ask me this question, I have to respond to
this
this.
is what's happening.
We were PR mind control guinea pigs.
Well, hopefully, in the long run, maybe we can get you back on the show to talk about some Saints Row.
We did have somebody who had one question from the chat.
Okay.
And I think this is a great closing question, as tacky and cliched as it is. What is your favorite game of all time, Aubrey?
Oh,
and why?
Okay. Many people may disagree with me on this, but my favorite game of all time is this game from the NES days called Blaster Master.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The fucking
Remember the stories that came out, the little books with the cheat codes in them?
Yes.
I had that book.
Yes.
Yeah, Blaster Master was the shit.
Yeah, with the radioactive frogs and shit, and you had to fight them, and they were all badass and stuff.
How many hours do you think you logged on Blaster Master?
Oh my god, I have no idea, but I did manage to beat it, which apparently, like, you know, people tell me it's like a really hard game to beat.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was also a really, like, I remember it being a really kind of depressing game because I felt like so, you know, like the kid, his frog runs away and then like he falls into this pit or whatever, and he's like, you know, he can't get back home, and like, man, that's like super depressing. And then like, you know, and there's like no people around. There's just like weird ass like blobs and shit that shoot things at you, and frogs and crap like that. And it's like, damn, there's like, it's so lonely in this game, you know?
Bastards.
Yeah.
Well, it was really awesome having you on the show. We'll definitely make sure to get you on another time soon. Hopefully we can get you on to talk about some Saints Row news whenever it's, whenever there's some talking points on that.
Saints Row is a great franchise, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
All hail Hypnotoad.
Yeah. Oh, man. So this has been our interview with Aubrey. Coming up next, we're going to talk about some Quakecon, and we'll be back right after this, guys. What's going on, guys? We're back again. We're going to talk about some Quakecon 2014 and what we got our hands on with and a few other things. So Quakecon 2014 was probably one of the best events in the 19 years of Quakecon. It was a really awesome event. Me and Dara went down and covered a couple of games here and there. We got to play. We also met up with DCD, Andrea Renee. I got to meet Jeff Keighley. A few other people here and there. Adam Sessler was there as well. And we got to see Doom before anyone else did. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the BYOC real quick. Like, I don't understand how Jeremy and Skelly have not been to this thing yet. Like, this is like... this is like the gaming freaking mecca, dude. I wish that you guys could come to this.
Dude,
soon.
Quakecon is in Texas.
So
The minute hear me out. The minute I go into Texas, the liberal alarm goes off.
why?
And then I get escorted out of Texas.
Dude, have you ever been to Austin?
Yes.
Okay.
I have-
My
I have-
point is proven.
Okay. Now here's the thing, Caleb. I go into Texas. They basically, I go into any bank and I open a checking account. They give me a gun. I get that gun. I fucking shoot you.
Bro, you get a gun. You get a gun whenever you're born.
True.
Yeah,
True.
It's your gun.
No, but if you're speaking of BYOC, I mean, they do it at PAX every year. I don't need to go to
Bro,
Texas to see custom computers.
No. This isn't just custom made computers. Something else. It's like any other BYOC. This is the BYOC. This is like the biggest BYOC in the nation, and it's been going on for 19 years. John Romero was there. Everybody was there this year. Obviously,
Fatality was there, right?
Fatality was there.
Oh, word.
There was a shit ton of people. The Quake Live tournament was awesome this year. I didn't watch a ton of it, but the amount that I did watch, it was crazy, crazy good. So there was a ton of stuff going on. The BYOC was great. Dara's actually writing up an article now that has to kind of deal with some of the custom-built computers. There was one that was R2-D2, like it was a full R2-D2. The PC was all in it. There was actually, I think it didn't work this year, but last year when they had the R2-D2, there was a projection screen that shot out of the little eye part, which was awesome. There was all different types. I mean, there were some of them that were so professionally done, it seemed like they actually purchased the PCs. They didn't build it themselves, but they did. There was that. The BYOC was amazing, of course. There was also the Alienware section that I was kind of walking through because I started to walk by, and most of the times they have some playable games over there, and I kind of looked. I saw these explosions and all these people laughing and shit, and I ran over there, and they fucking had Broforce playable. And I was like, yeah! So we played some Broforce, and I turned around and started to walk off, and they had Super Street Fighter Ultra Edition. So me and Dara played a couple of rounds in that. Started to walk off again and turned and looked, and they had the fucking new Gauntlet playable. And I was like, what?
How was that?
It was awesome, dude. Like, oh my God, man. It has so much of a classic Gauntlet feel. It was crazy. Like, Dara had never played Gauntlet before, so she was like, "What's Gauntlet?" And I was like, "You remember how awesome, Diablo was?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, this Gauntlet is kind of like that, but it was like Gauntlet was one of those games that kind of started games like Diablo." And she was like, "Oh, okay." So it was awesome. We played the shit out of it, dude.
Red Warrior needs food badly.
It was really, really cool, dude. Only thing is that the headsets weren't working, so we got no audio, but we did get to play. So whenever we left there, we went to the exhibit hall, and we're kind of looking around. They had some games playable. And while they had the games playable, we saw a couple of indie developers there. There was one that had a game called, oh my God, Super Run Game or Super Now Game. And it's a really like classic style game. It actually looks like a regular Nintendo style game. And the developer actually started the studio with his brother. and he used to work for Gearbox, and he left Gearbox. Like, he's worked in the industry on and off, working for Gearbox and a couple other places, and he was like, I kind of really want to start my own company and just make something that's like fresh and new. So they started this and made this little indie developed game. It was awesome. But the one game that just like it really just stuck with me like crazy. It was a game called Wreck, and it's WRACK. And it's like a first-person game. I was talking about it a little bit earlier in the show. It's a first-person game that is kind of like a merger between Doom and Quake. It's cel-shaded, and it's just like, it's such a good game, dude. They actually built their own engine, and it's made by a company called Final Boss Entertainment, and their team's kind of spread out. Like, their art director is actually from Holland. The lead developer, lead creative director, he lives in Houston, Texas. There's another guy that lives in California, and he was telling me they were spread all over the place. But I got a fully unlocked version. I think it's actually the version that won't be coming out until October. So I'm totally excited to play it. I'm going to do some recording. And I actually did an audio interview with the creator. So I'm going to do some recording and a video audio kind of interview with it. So it's totally crazy that he was just, I was talking about the game and I was like, yeah, man, maybe, we can get a early version of the game and just kind of, review the beta. And he was like, dude, I'll send you a fully unlocked version. I was like, what? I will totally take that with no problem. So, but John Romero himself actually came and played Rack the last day of Quakecon, and he said he loved it. So I'm really excited to play a little bit more of it. I've been playing it with the Xbox One controller. And now to talk a little bit more about some of the things that we had heavy, intense playability on. Battlecry, which is part of Battlecry Studios out of Austin, which is Bethesda's new Austin-based studio. Battlecry is a 32 multiplayer online game. Actually, I thought it was originally first person, but it's third person over the shoulder. Gunpowder has been disbanded, and you got to use like crossbows and swords and all this other stuff. So the only 3 characters we were able to play as were the Enforcer, the Duelist, and the Archer. And I was playing the Duelist. Dara was playing the Enforcer. The Duelist has 2 long, sharp swords, and there's a move that he can tap the ends of the swords together, and he shoots out this like arc shot. It's like an electricity shot. He can make himself invisible, and then the Enforcer, she can get like this really heavy kind of spinneroonie style blade action going on. We actually played that 6 times, and 2 of the times we played it in, or actually 4 of the times we played it in this little free play tournament they had. And the team me and Dara were on, we actually won in the free play mode. So we got these really awesome kind of burgundy colored Battlecry inaugural tournament T-shirts, and they're really, really cool. We also got a signed lithograph, and the lithograph is actually signed by the creative director. So I was totally stoked about that. Then we played a little bit of ESO. They had a mode kind of set up like Arena. What was it? What is it, Jeremy? It was more like a oh my god. How do I say it? It was more like a battle arena mode. They had like, it was you against the other people on the, across from you. And it was just kind of like you all went in this one area and fought it out. But I don't know what to say about ESO, dude. Like, I'm so mixed on it. I want to like it because it's Elder Scrolls, and I'm sure you're the same way, Toaster.
They introduced PvP to Elder Scrolls Online, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah. And they said what's ridiculous, and I'm not trying to bash them about it. I don't really understand. What's ridiculous about it is that the modes that they had playable there, they were saying they're not playable on the actual version.
Well, I mean, for somebody like me, Elder Scrolls has always been, the games that have come out on console.
Yeah.
I think, and I can't remember where I read it, but I actually agree with it. I think it might have been Kotaku.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I'm about to say that I agree with Kotaku.
Yeah, I know.
MMOs need to stop trying to be WoW.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. I mean, you need like Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls, like Morrowind, Oblivion, Daggerfall. These have always been single player experiences, and that's the way that Elder Scrolls needs to stay.
Yeah.
Companies don't need to.
You remember whenever Skyrim launched, you and me were talking about it would be so awesome if you could just have like a co-op mode. Like an online co-op mode that you could connect with one other player and play online, full co-op. That would be awesome. And that's something that, like, whenever they first really talked about ESO, me and Toaster were like, holy shit, Elder Scrolls Online, it's coming true. And then, bam, this hit, and we're kind of like, we never said that. We're never really, I'm excited about future Elder Scrolls, especially with them announcing that the id Tech 6 engine is now officially created, and they're actually using it for the upcoming Doom series. I would love to see them use it with the new, Elder Scrolls, which hopefully there will be another coming out. But I didn't mean to interrupt you, Toaster. I'm sorry.
No, I would have liked to see that true like Skyrim co-op experience where it's like, Skyrim. I don't know.
I know what you're saying.
I haven't played it on PC. I've been waiting for it to come out on console because that's how I played the most recent Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah.
Was like Morrowind with an Xbox controller in my hand.
Yeah.
Oblivion and Skyrim. So I'm waiting for it to come out on console because I think what happened is PC gamers got a console experience on a PC. And I think that pissed a lot of them off because they thought there was probably going to be more.
Oh.
So I think, once it comes out on console, I think you might see a different appreciation for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Much like Diablo 3. When Diablo 3 came out on console, there was a bunch of people that went, holy shit, why didn't they do this first?
Yeah, I agree. But, we played that. We played a little small on-the-floor demo of The Evil Within, and then we actually got to have a bit longer of a demo. It was like a 35, 40-minute demo of The Evil Within in the press lounge. The room was completely dark, and I can say this. Holy fucking shit, I can't wait for this game to come out. I really cannot wait for this fucking game to come out. It is going to be so freaking good. Oh, dude, if the game is a flop, I will be extremely surprised because everything that I was playing was screaming Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 4. Like, there was even aspects like I seriously went, while I was playing it, I was like, this has to be Resident Evil. Like, I'm really feeling like this is the actual successor to Resident Evil, dude, because there was so many things in there. Like, we played a demo that you first come up to the house. You're walking up to the house. You go in and, you see all kinds of shit. And it's in, or you go into a house. It's this level is kind of based in, I think, Chapter 8 of the game. You go into this house and there's like so many fucking demented ass zombie crazy fucks in this thing. It's nuts, dude. Like, there's one guy you walk up on that's laying there. I don't know if you would really call him like completely in the nude, but he stands up and his body is pretty much completely wrapped in barbed wire, and his mouth is pried open by barbed wire. So he's like bleeding.
Barbed wire.
I'm sorry. Barbed wire.
Bob.
Barbed
Who's
wire.
Bob?
Barbed wire. Barbed wire. And his mouth is like bleeding. His eyes are glowing, and he's doing the slow walk. You remember the infected on Resident Evil 4? They were kind of doing that real slow walk to you, that it was like they had this evil intent look in their eyes, but they were just kind of walking up on you like, motherfucker, you ain't going nowhere. I'm about to kill your ass. That's exactly what was going on in this game. And it was like Daryl was playing in the demo section next to me, and she actually had to take her headset off and scoot over by me. And I was like, what are you doing? She was like, I can't play the game anymore. And I was like, why? She's like, it's creeping me the fuck out, dude. So it was a total creep, scary as fuck demo that we played. There's times that you have to walk into different areas of the house to activate this really large door. Because whenever you first walk into the house, one of the scientists is like grabbing this girl and he's pulling her in there, and the main character's like, hey, wait a second, and then the door obviously slams. So there's 3 needles in this brain, and inside of this brain, inside of this brain, there's these big ass needles, and you have to activate the brains in these different rooms to get this red ooze to soak down into the door to open it. So, like, Toaster, you are going to have such a field day with this game when it comes out, dude. It is like, there's a point that you walk into one of the rooms, and there's a head that is actually still alive. Like, it's, I don't know how you would say it, but it's like on top of one of the tables. And it's kind of screwed into the table, but like the dude's eye and mouth is still moving, but half of his face is completely cut off. Like his brain is being dissected while he's still alive. Like it's totally sick as shit. But you have to use this machine to, pierce one of the, what is it? Lymph nodes? Is that what it is? Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to pierce one of those to activate the needles. So you go about doing this, and there's tripwire and stuff that you go to this one area and you trip up this wire, and it wraps around your leg and pulls you toward these big ass drills. So if you don't shoot the thing at the top quick enough, you get pulled into them. So just to see what happened, I let it happen. Dude, you get totally fucked up, man. It just mangles your body. So, and it's a total like creepy ass game. It brings that real heavy influence of like door creaking and scary ass modes that Resident Evil 1 and 4 had, since it's the same game director. But I'm totally excited about it. I'm really, really stoked and ready to play. And I actually have a poster for Toasta. So I got to send it up there to him soon.
I never get presents.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I still think, after reading everything about Alien Isolation, that Alien Isolation is going to be
one of the scariest games of the year.
Scarier than The Evil Within.
I can see that. It looks pretty fucking creepy, dude. Actually, I talked to Captain Redbeard about it from GameStop TV this weekend at the Media Grill, and he actually got to play it. Sega came to the GameStop headquarters. He got to play like I don't know if it was an hour-long demo or whatever, but he said it totally creeped him the fuck out. So obviously the big thing that we're going to talk about right now is the Doom reveal. So I got to see 20 minutes of Doom gameplay, and it totally blew my fucking mind. Obviously, they did the same shit that they usually do when reveals are coming about. They talked about Quakecon for a bit, and then finally he got to the point that he cut off the live stream, and he was like, okay, this is exclusive for Quakecon. Let's go ahead and talk about some Doom. So the lead director, or the game director, came up, started talking about Doom, and they were showing off some stuff, like some concept art, and how they really wanted to bring Doom back to its roots, and not in the sense of like, hey, let's just remake the game and kind of bring it out. Like, more or less, like they wanted to make you have the same exact experience that people did with Wolfenstein: The New Order. Like, it's the same game, but it's like it's getting the treatment it finally deserves. And they are, from what we saw, they are definitely fucking bringing out Doom in a classic way. The id Tech 6 engine is being fully used for this game. There will be multiplayer. Nothing has been said yet. Nothing was announced about when the beta will be coming, but I'm hoping that they'll bring something up in the coming months. Maybe at PAX Prime is when they'll talk about it. But the gameplay that we saw was just fucking epic, dude. And it's on Mars. You are the Doom guy, and there's so much over exaggerated violence, but it's a good over exaggeration. Like, there was jaws being ripped off. There was one point, like, there's a new kind of parkour style of running that his running is a lot more. Obviously, all three of you have played Doom 3, correct? Yes.
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 Yes. Jeremy. Maybe. I don't know.
Did you say baby?
No, I said maybe.
Oh, you said baby.
Baby. You
Weird.
listening to me, bro?
You played Doom 3, right, baby?
So it's nothing like Doom 3. They've completely kind of separated themselves from this whole survival horror aspect and brought it back to like, I'm the Doom guy and I'm a complete fucking badass. And he can run a lot faster. Like I was saying, you can actually like there's one point that he like jumps from the ground up to a platform and like kind of like does this parkour step over the platform. He's going around like shooting the fuck out of everybody. He shoots this one zombie with a double barrel shotgun that he picks up and it blows the whole top half of the zombie off. Legs are walking around and then they fall over and the spinal cord's all moving around and shit. And it's just like so much gore. But the part that really, really got me, there's two parts that I want to talk about. He was walking around in one of the levels and they were, they didn't talk during the demo. They were just showing full on fucking brutal melee. And what was great about it is that he was just moving and mowing through enemies like you did in the classic Doom. Like if you were a good player strutting back and forth, going left to right, you were able to mow through the enemies pretty quickly. And it was extremely satisfying. And that's what they were pushing with this, of like having that classic feel of gameplay. So he's like moving back and forth, shoots one of them with a shotgun, a regular shotgun, and then runs up to that one and does this melee that he gets his fist and shoves it through its fucking chest, grabs its spinal cord and pulls its whole spinal column out of its body, and then throws the shit on the fucking ground. And me and Redbeard are like already at this point like total fucking drooling, freaking out while they're showing it. And then they get to the part that he jumps over the railing, lands on top of a demon's shoulders, and fucking rips from the top of his head, rips his entire head in half, rips his whole fucking head in half, runs into another room and picks up a fucking chainsaw. And the chainsaw is not like classic Doom of Doom 1 and Doom 2 to where it just turns him into mush. Like it does it like Gears did when you're using a fucking chainsaw gun of like cutting someone in half and you see that shit happening. Like he cuts a demon in half. There's another one that kind of runs up and puts his hand up next to his head and it cuts the whole top half of his head off and his hand at the same time. Like, oh my God, dude. And we're totally flipping out. I mean, there was about, I would probably say in the ballroom, there had to be at least 1,500 people in there. And everybody was totally freaking out. Like, everybody was freaking out. And me and Redbeard and Dara, a few other people like Jeff Keighley and Aubrey. Jeff Keighley, Andrea Renee, and all of us, we were like I would probably say we were about 10 feet away from the screen in the press area. And I was just like, I thought about Doom for the rest of the time we were at QuakeCon. Like, I was like, I want to see more gameplay. Because they showed us full... I think it was like 2 9 or 10-minute demos, so it was about 20 minutes of gameplay. But it's going to be a fucking epic ride, dude, and I cannot wait until everybody else sees it. But I actually made a rant video because there's a ton of people that are doing these videos now talking shit about id Software and Bethesda. They're talking a shit ton of shit about them, saying that it's complete bullshit, that id Software and Bethesda decided to make this exclusive to QuakeCon, and they can't believe they didn't get to see the fucking film or the gameplay at the same time that everybody else did. And this one guy, Mr. Maddie, came out and stated, what did he say? I think it's bullshit that the Twitch stream, there was about 55,000 people watching the Twitch stream, and then just out of nowhere, they cut the stream. And they show the gameplay to just people at QuakeCon. That's bullshit. No, they announced this 2 to 3 weeks prior to the event that it was going to be exclusive at QuakeCon. If you come to QuakeCon, you can see it. And I actually think that it was a fucking awesome, awesome gift to the people that have really helped push QuakeCon to being one of the best gaming conventions to go to. There are people that have been volunteering at QuakeCon for 15 years. I met one of them that's been volunteering for 14 years. Or no, I'm sorry, he's been volunteering for 11 years. But QuakeCon's only been going on for 19 years. So he's been volunteering for 11 years straight. Like, that's crazy to have somebody go there and volunteer to just fucking help an event. So I feel that all this hate towards id Software and Bethesda right now is just completely ridiculous. The gameplay will be shown soon enough to the entire nation, and they've done this before at many other events, and it wasn't this big of a deal. So back off, bros. What do you think about that, Jay? You think it's ridiculous that people are kind of tripping out about this reveal?
Everyone's going to find
I know you're kind of mixed on it. Like, I know you really wanted to see it.
I did, but everyone's always going to find something to bitch about.
Yeah.
And when you go to these events, you go to the events for exclusives. Things that you can't see online, things that you see first before anybody else. Yeah. That's the thing about going to these events. If you want to fucking see it, stop bitching and go.
Yeah.
Support the industry, the community. Pay for the tickets, go to the event, and stop fucking bitching because they didn't show it online.
That's the biggest thing. And that's the thing that I actually did like a rant video about it that I'm going to post up tomorrow. It wasn't really a shit-talking rant. It was more or less like, you guys need to chill out rant. And that's the biggest thing is that Quakecon, 19 years straight, has never once charged for tickets. And they don't ever plan on charging for tickets. It's a full free registered event. You go online and you register. There was a guy, or actually there was a whole group of people that registered for QuakeCon the day before QuakeCon, and they still got their little badges. They still got like their armbands to be able to go to the event. But if you want like a BYOC seating or whatever, you have to obviously register ahead of time.
Oh, you have to register like the first day.
Yeah, but it's still the fact of the matter that it's free. So all the people that are out there hating on it, just register for it and go to the fucking event. It's like a 3-day event. And yeah, you have to pay some money at the hotel. The hotel is pricey, yes, but it's an experience that you will never forget.
And if you're a gamer, it's worth it. You get to hang out with every other gamer in the freaking that goes to these events. Yeah. It's not like you're going out to, the bar or going to a club where you may run into somebody who plays a game and you have something in common. You're going to an event with thousands of people that are just like you.
Exactly.
Go, have fun, have some drinks, get drunk.
Stop bitching.
And hey, just think about it.
That's what happens whenever you go to Toaster's birthday party.
Think about it. You're a guy. There's female gamers out there.
Yeah,
you can go to these events. You get wasted. You might get some pussy. Oh my god.
Oh man, there was for real. Like there was
the most political correct way of saying you might make an acquaintance that's a woman.
Yeah. There was actually, I mean, for real. Like there, and that's the one thing. There are a ton of female gamers that come out there. There is a ton of male gamers that come out there. There were people that I met this year that I didn't meet last year,
you guys sound like a chaperone at like a 6th grade dance. There are girls here dancing.
Yeah, there's guys and girls there.
12-inch roll. 12-inch roll.
No, for real. Like it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
For Jesus.
Do what? What did you say?
Jay said 12-inch rule, and I went, leave room for Jesus.
Yes.
Exactly. I have to do 14 inches because if your penis can touch her, then it's not.
What the fuck ever. Anyways, it was just an awesome event. I was so stoked. And I actually, like, me and Dara, the last day, They were doing like this at the InWin booth, which is a PC company. InWin was doing like a raffle, and Dara kind of gave me the idea. She was like, "Let's go over here and just try this raffle," because they had a QR code thing that we didn't win. We did the first 2 days, and we went around and scanned and found all these QR codes and stuff, and we didn't win anything. So I was kind of like, well, I never win anything on these contests at all. So I went over and we did this thing, like we shared their page and liked their page. And they were like, okay, well,
you win?
Here's your little ticket. I want a fucking power supply for a custom built PC. It's like a
750 watt power supply.
Yeah, for the Commander 2 bronze, and it's perfect because me and the guy that built the arcade for me are actually getting a PC and building somewhat of a custom PC for the arcade. So Like it was awesome. Like when they said the number, I was like, me and Dara literally just said, I guess it's fun to kind of stand around with everybody. We never win anything anyways. And she was like, no, I never win anything either. And then they said the code, and I was like, what? I like ran up there. I was like, yeah. And I thought I won, and they were like, no, not yet. You got to play rock, paper, scissors. And I was like, oh, okay. So me and this girl had to play rock, paper, scissors, but I ended up winning. So it was totally cool. At first, I didn't know what the fuck it was until I got off stage, and I was like, power supply. Holy shit. So I was freaking out about it. And also we got like press swag bags. We got these brand new Logitech G430 headsets, which they're somewhere around like $59.99. But it's actually the headset I'm using right now. It's really comfortable, and it also has the Quakecon 2014 logo on the top of the headset. So really excited to get that. And just big thanks to Bethesda for being so awesome. Bethesda and id Software. Stephanie from id. I hope to God that I get my tester position. I actually applied to be a tester at id Software this weekend. So hope and pray, man. Hope and pray. But it was a really awesome weekend. And next year, one of you motherfuckers better go with me. Swear to God, if you don't, I'm going to come up there to Massachusetts and kick you. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to drive 19 hours across the nation and kick the shit out of Toaster for not going with me.
Oh, you want to drive 19 hours, but yeah, you're gay.
Whatever, dude. It's Florida.
He's in Florida now.
Yeah. Well, not yet. August 11th. Are you going to cry when he leaves?
No, I'm going to throw a party.
Whatever, dude. Skelly's going to be in his bed, like, rolling around, like...
Jeremy doesn't like hanging out with me anyway.
That's not the case at all. Like, you just don't have non-retail person hours.
Yeah, true.
I do. I just don't get... I can get non-retail hours if people invite me places.
Who invites you where?
Do you want to come hang out in my bedroom area?
Yes, and we can cuddle.
Weird. So just real quick, on the live stream, you can see the image that's up right now. Me and Captain Redbeard from GameStop TV actually did a reaction video of Doom, and we will be doing working with Redbeard TV much closer very soon. So we're going to be doing some video reactions. We're actually going to be doing some stuff with them while at PAX South. So I'm really excited for the future of that. And I guess we can go ahead and get down into some shout-outs. Toaster! Shout-outs!
To Stone for another beautiful bottle of Enjoy By. To everybody. To everybody I'm going to see at Prime. To Seattle. To everybody here in Massachusetts.
To Florida.
To Florida. And don't worry, this does not mean the end of the 16-Bit Assassins podcast.
No.
Okay, hold on. I have to interrupt. When the fuck did this happen?
What?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has been confirmed as Shazam.
Yeah,
that happened like 2 years ago, dude.
Are you serious?
When he first
it was just officially announced.
No, it just says now. Officially announced today.
No.
Years after. Officially today, years after speculation, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, you see that part about years after speculation?
Yeah, there was speculation. He had talked about
Dwayne Johnson came forward and said, "I'm going to be in a DC movie." Every single person with an eighth of a brain who reads comic books went, "Hey, you're Shazam."
I thought since he used so many steroids and his penis shriveled up, he would be Wonder Woman.
I'm not going to say that about Dwayne Johnson. He's Hercules, so.
He can suck my left testicle.
No!
He's going to show up at your house and kick the shit out of you.
Yeah. He's going to show up at my house and shake my hand.
Actually, no, what's going to happen is like a
honest.
10-year-old kid is going to show up at your house. You knock on your door. You're going to open it. You're going to be like, what do you want? He's going to go, Shazam! And then The Rock's going to punch you in the face.
Holy Santa Claus.
Anyways, any other shout-outs, Toaster?
Shout out to my girlfriend who's currently reading... What are you reading on?
50 Shades of Grey.
And then she's going to tie you up and beat you.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. What? She's reading a historical fiction.
Okay.
So, yeah, boo you and your smutty thoughts with her 50 Shades of Grey.
Hey, I was trying to help you out.
Jay,
All of a
Jay
sudden,
wants
all
to
of
be
a sudden
tied up
she-
and beaten.
All of a sudden, in the background, you hear, "Dear Penthouse."
Dear Penthouse
I never
Forum.
thought this would happen to me.
Dear Penthouse.
There I was with a cactus and Vaseline.
Fuck this
Oh,
bullshit.
shit.
Uh,
Anyways. Skelly, shout outs.
You're all a bunch of people and things and stuff. No, shout out to everyone who tuned in today on John's Twitch.
Dude, we're going to have to start doing this more often, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shout out
I
to
heard that,
everyone on
Skelly.
John's
I accidentally forgot to when I was getting everything, I was loading up a bunch of pictures. I forgot to change the destination of the stream for that. So that I do apologize.
I mean, if you're down for it, we can just stream it off of yours.
Whatever.
I'm totally down for that. It doesn't matter. I mean,
You could actually do it on both, but at the same time.
No, I would say
think-
let's just do it on your channel because this is your podcast. I don't want to take views or anything away from you guys. This is your baby, so I'm just producing it.
All right. Shout outs to John for being our producer.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shout outs to Caleb for actually making sure we're organized every week.
Yes. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
Shout outs to, like I said, everyone in the Twitch channel. JJ Fox, thank you for saying the rock shriveled penis is bigger than mine. Only by half an inch. Shout outs to DJ Monster 2013, who's in the Twitch stream. Shout outs to Aubrey for being on today. Really appreciate you taking the time out to come and answer questions and just bullshit with us and be like really cool.
Yeah.
And shout outs to all of our affiliates, Prodigy, Bonnie. Be on the lookout for me doing some coverage of a new game called Pathfinder. I'm working with Bonnie on some stuff there. Also some live streaming of Heroes of the Storm immediately following the show on twitch.com/Second Opinion Pod.
Put it in the
Awesome.
put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
That should be an audio bite.
Put it in the
Put it in the
chat.
chat.
Put it in the chat.
Oh shit.
I'm not a moderator in your Twitch channel, and it deletes my links automatically.
Oh.
You're all a bunch of cocksmokers.
So big shout outs to John, give me your shout outs, man.
Shout outs to Caleb for doing such a great podcast and having the ability to, or you or whoever did it, being the guy at the top of the hill next to Skelly for Second Opinion and getting Aubrey to come on the show for our first.
That's Jen. We got to give shout outs to her.
Oh, shout outs to Jen. Shout outs to Jen. Shout outs to everybody at Second Opinion Productions for just doing a bang up job. Shout outs to, of course, Skelly for always being Skelly and Toaster and all of them. And shout outs to all the people who are raging and hating on people who actually got to see Doom gameplay.
Yeah. Little bastards.
Because if you're not, if you don't have 5 new haters at the end of the day, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And shout outs to a lot of the people who are actually in the chat room are my continuous constant viewers and stuff, as far as JJ Fox, DJ Monster 2013. I know that Spidey Man was in here earlier, and a lot of other people. I do appreciate all you guys checking in. Definitely go to Second Opinion Pod. That's on twitch.tv. Go ahead, go to their channel, follow them so you can find out exactly when they're going to be streaming again. Either they're going to be streaming right after this. Skelly's going to be playing a new game called Pathfinder. And also, that channel will be the home of the podcast. This is just a quick taste of it. Kind of screwed up, but hey, we still broadcast. We still got a lot of viewers, and we actually got some questions on there. And of course, my last shout out goes to this wonderful lady. Holy crap. Wow. That's a nice picture. I just like it.
Oh.
That's nice, but it doesn't look like the greatest job in the whole entire world. But it's okay. It looks good the way
I
it
thought you were
is.
showing it on the Twitch live stream. I was like, oh, John.
Oh,
No,
I am.
John.
Is it the one that Jeremy posted earlier?
No, it's the one of her. No, God, no. I'm not posting naked stuff on there. Come on now. I'm posting the cosplay of her as the girl from G.I. Joe. Her name is escaping me because of her assets. So, anyway,
Posen.
Yes, Jenny
Yeah,
Posen.
there you
Hussein.
go. Everybody can see it.
Great. Everybody can see it out there on the stream. Great. Thank you very much for everything, guys. To you, Caleb. Go ahead.
So big shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to the whole team. I'm totally excited about some stuff that's coming in the future. Working on some pretty heavy and big stuff to take Second Opinion to the next level. Also, shout outs to Bethesda. Bethesda and id Software, I'm telling you, man, they're some of the best freaking companies out there, dude, and they do such a freaking good job of keeping their supporters happy, and they're just it blows my mind that year after year they do so much for the community with this stuff, and I was just blown away, man. It was just such an awesome event. So big shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to my wife as well. It was such a great weekend we got to spend together. I surprised her with a much bigger room than what she expected.
A much bigger penis this
Yes,
time.
you know, the penis pump. No. Yeah, I told her that we were just gonna get a regular room and stuff, but I actually got this King Deluxe suite, which it was a huge, fucking huge room. So whenever she walked into the room, she was like, "Is this the wrong room? What?" And I was like, "No, this is the room that we're staying in." She was like, "This is the biggest fucking hotel room I've ever stayed in my life."
Nice.
So, anyways, and just shout outs to Aubrey too for coming on the show today. Shout outs to InWin for the awesome prize that I won. And I don't know, man, just shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to Jen as well. We're working on some stuff right now to bring some crazy original content to the site, so be tuned in with that as well. So this is the Second Opinion Podcast, episode number 129. Make sure to check us out at secondopinionpod.com. Soon we will have tons of different people on the show. We'll be having Captain Redbeard on the show, the creator of Able Gamers, and we're also in talks with Matthew, who is the creator of Loot Crate. He will be coming on the show soon enough. It'll probably be somewhere around after PAX Prime, but I'm just so stoked with what's going on and what's coming down in the future for Second Opinion. So make sure to check us out at secondopinionpod.com, and also check us out on YouTube as well at Second Opinion Pod. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace out.
Thanks for tuning in to the Second Opinion Podcast. This podcast has been brought to you by Second Opinion Productions. Gaming is our passion, podcasting is our profession. Check us out at secondopinionpod.com and make sure to follow us at Second Opinion Pro.